Hello. Alright, so how come, I don't know. Okay, there's a bunch of black lawyer associations across America. A bunch of them. How come all these black lawyers don't get together and do some discovery with Bank of America or JP Morgan or the Lehman Brothers or all these giant companies? All of them have bought a company that profited from slavery. I mean, I'm guessing. Cause, okay, what about cotton? Okay, let's start with cotton. Who's the number one cotton, whatever? We should just sue them for reparations. Because black people pick cotton for free. Black people or African people, enslaved Africans came over to America and built America. They built the White House. And I don't see how all these black lawyers just don't get together. Even if you just say, fuck it, let's all work on this. This shit should be able to be done. O.J. Simpson didn't get O.J. Simpson did not go to jail for killing his wife or whatever. Jeffrey Epstein did not go to jail the first time because he got money. Now all these black lawyers got money. If all of them pulled themselves together, I don't know how much money that was, or whatever. But it's just a thought. If y'all just pulled y'all money and resources together and said, hey, we're gonna sue Bank of America or AIG or the insurance company or the railroads or any company, and then you could sue one every year, and then the discovery will lead to more lawsuits. Because I'll be on YouTube all the time because I'm trying to be a YouTube, I am going to be a YouTube influencer of financial and fun and money team, and I just think it could be that easy because Jeffrey Epstein didn't go to jail the first time he was arrested. He didn't go to jail, even though he was doing some creepy ass shit. This motherfucker did not go to jail. Also, P. Diddy is not in jail for a long time for the things he did. R. Kelly was free for a while. What's that? Weinstein? He was free for a while. It's come on, bro. Can we get some money for these black people? I mean, I don't know my 23andMe, but also, if there's a freaking African American genealogy company, dog, y'all could do this and say, all right, we're gonna get all black people's DNA so we can sue the government for reparations for slavery. Abraham Lincoln or somebody said they're gonna give us 40 acres and a mule, so can we just at least get that shit? What the come on, dog. I know it's a black lawyer out there, Johnny Cochran's son or something, or come on, what's happening out here? What is happening out here? Yeah, I'm just saying, reparations should be easy to obtain. We could go to, what's the closest thing? The Flint water crisis, man. That governor wanted to save money, and he poisoned Flint children. He ain't go to jail. Rick Snyder. Rick Snyder, he's a billionaire. He wanted to save Detroit some money, but no, come on, man. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. But that happened less than 10 years ago. Sue that man for reparations. I don't know. I see a lot of commercials about child abuse and you went to jail, and then somebody messed with you, so we can sue them now. It's a lot of class action lawsuits. Remember the Roundup class action lawsuit? Roundup is still being sold, even though they had a class action lawsuit that said y'all caused cancer, and they said I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure they paid it off. And it's dang, Cassie got $30 million from the hotel. It's dog, what the? I don't know, man. I mean, I'm a black man, and I was born in Detroit, Michigan. And there's some things that happened to me that, if I was white, wouldn't happen to me. And maybe if that shit didn't happen to me, I would have been better off in life. Or maybe not. Who knows? But I would like that opportunity. when I was in middle school, I went to a Catholic middle school because my parents had some money at the time, and I went to didn't have a gym. We had so once a week we would go to another school for gym and art, and I don't know, it was weird. But we went to that school, and that shit was nice. It was a middle school in not even a nice part of town. It was like in just the white side of town. It was the closest, so like where all the black people live at, the biggest divide probably in Detroit was on that. I went to the school where all the white kids went, and that school was nice. That school was nicer than the high school I eventually went to, which is crazy. Shout out to Henry Ford High School. I went to Henry Ford High School, and 2 years after I graduated, Dan Rather went to that school, and they did a scathing report, and it was like the worst school ever. And I was like, damn, I just graduated from there. I had to go to summer school to graduate, man. And like my favorite teacher was this white lady from California, and she taught me that The Lion King was really a Shakespeare book. And I was like, oh. And then when I was like in 11th grade, a bunch of kids from like prestigious high schools came to Henry Ford because they probably was like I don't know, like not as smart, or they moved or whatever. And then like to see how they operated, it was like, wow, whatever school they came from is way better than this school. And they would look down on us. It was like maybe 10 of them, but you could tell that they always knew more shit than the people that was at Ford already. And the school had metal detectors. I only remember like every time. I'm sorry, but allegedly, when you go into the hallway, and then it's like stairways. There's a bunch of stairways, and some stairways would just reek of marijuana. Like, and the bathroom would smell like cigarettes. There would never be no damn paper towel in there. It's like, what the hell? They treated us like animals, bro. Like animals. I never been to a white high school, but I don't know if they had metal detectors. Now, like, somebody got shot, like, years after I graduated. Somebody got shot outside the high school with an AK-47. Like, what? That's crazy. But, yeah, I went to high school. I remember skipping school and walking back to school, and it was these girls. These girls would be in the parking lot, like, checking to see if the doors were open in cars. Like, what? That's crazy. But yeah, like, I don't know. That's the high school I went to. Imagine if I went to a high school where none of that shit happened, and maybe I could have learned some stuff about something. I mean, I don't know, man. Racism goes so deep that people don't even think it exists. That's crazy. Also, like, at a point in time in America, white people, Italians and Irish were not considered white. They was like, ugh, we don't like Italians. But then they was like, oh, we don't accept Italians because they became the police. The Irish and the Italians became the police, and they started patrolling black people in Jim Crow. And so so white people accepted them. And it's like, that's crazy. Then so every time black people say something, Irish be like, oh, we were slaves too. But now you're white. That's the thing. You're white. You could pass as white. And white is not a race. It's like a made up thing. That's why black people were enslaved, because white people thought they were better than us. Also, way back in the day, this is the thing that's just crazy to me. In Africa, African kings and queens, they was just learning shit and chilling. They were just learning shit and chilling and taking care of themselves. They didn't need no warships and none of that shit. But the Europeans came for whatever, I don't know why they came. Maybe somebody can tell me that in the comments. But the Europeans came and they just start colonizing Africa. They split it up. They made like whatever. And then that same shit happened to America, because Native Americans exist. And it's like, dog. Like, if I was Native American, I would fucking be so mad, even if I had a casino. But like, it's like, nigga, they took all the land. They just came over here and said, hey, can we buy this? Like, they just fucked Native Americans out of everything. And they was just chilling, fucking eating buffalo. Like, they was just chilling, nigga. They wasn't doing shit. They was chilling. and just having fun, living their life. They would fight each other and shit, but they had their own thing going on. And then some white people just came over here and said, "Can we have this?" And they just gave them all diseases and took all their shit. It's like, damn, bro. That's what America was built on. I don't like, dog. They made a constitution. They didn't give a fuck about the Native Americans. They made a constitution and they said, "Oh yeah, we got slaves." America's fucked up, man. America like overthrows governments in other countries. Then years later, they come drive a plane into the World Trade Center. Like, what the fuck, man? The CIA, the FBI, the NSA, like, dog. Can you imagine, like, the FBI, when they was super racist, they hired a bunch of psychology major people to say, hey, how can we make black people feel super less than so we can exploit them and put them in jail? Like the prison industrial complex. Like, it's a private prison out here. You can, like, like, how the fuck does that even make sense? Why is it a private prison that has slave labor? Who knows, man? I don't know. This is probably way too long. I love everybody. Maybe this is just satire. This is just me talking. Money Team forever. Detroit, baby. I'm in California right now. Henry Ford, class of 06. Hope y'all all doing well. But man, just I don't know. I guess what I made this video was like, black lawyers need to come together, stop doing whatever the fuck y'all doing, come together and sue all these companies that profited from slavery. Like, what the fuck y'all else got? What do y'all got going on that's better than this? I don't know. Like, y'all might do, like, cause shit ain't working right now, man. Cause there's no, like, I grew up in Detroit, and I don't know, it's probably still some fucked up. I ain't been back in like 8 years, but I mean, I'm in California right now, and there's like prostitutes selling vagina on Figueroa Street, while simultaneously Mexicans are selling clothes and food, and it's like abandoned buildings. They like post up in front of an abandoned building, and don't use the building, just use the outside shit to sell shit. It's fucking amazing. But that's just them like saying fuck you. I don't know, but black lawyers, I feel like all black lawyers, if you're a black lawyer, dog, stop at the fuck, spend 10 minutes a day figuring out how to sue Bank of America to get money for every black person so we can have a better life in this country, period. Also, the white people, I don't know, I guess it's real white people are English. That's the evil corporation. They colonized America and Africa. The English are the white people. So if you're not from English descent, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. If you Irish or whatever, or Scandinavian and all that shit, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the British. I think that's where the evil comes from. Have a good day. I love you. Money Team.